obviously Hull KR at the weekend. I was going to say, have you got any fond memories of playing them? But I guess you've got a relatively recent one that you're still smiling about.
Yeah, it was obviously a really close game the last time we played. It went down to the last, obviously, golden point. So we've played them a few times now this year, and we've covered all areas. So it's been a light sort of week for us. Obviously, both clubs still emotionally connected to that final. So it's always tough to go up there, even when you're playing your best rugby, to get a good result there. So we understand the challenge ahead, and we respect them, and we know that they'll be itching to play us as well.
Yeah, I guess the cup final showed that there is very little between the two sides because it was that close, but they'll be licking their wounds a bit and wanting to get one over you and get a bit of revenge maybe.
Yeah, I absolutely. I don't know whether that'll be their motivation. I think the motivation will be just to get back to winning ways and to give themselves a chance to make that six in the position that they're in at the moment. So, that'll certainly help motivate them. But they're a quality team. They've got some really good players in their team, and if you go up there with the wrong attitude, you can be hurt, which you've seen a lot of clubs go up there this year and get done like that.
In terms of your own team this weekend, Adrian, how's Josh Charnley doing? Looked like he took a bit of a blow to the ribs last week. Is he going to be okay? And other than that, is everyone all right?
Yeah, we're going to give him till later on today to see how he pulls up with his fitness, but he should be right to go. There won't be too many changes to that squad that played last week, and for us, it's about we're coming off a loss ourselves against the top of the table with Catalan there, so we want to respond to that and make sure we play an 80 minutes of rugby that's, I thought we were good in 40 minutes and poor in the second 40, so for us it's about getting back to our consistency.
Yeah, you mentioned that Catalans game. Obviously everyone was saying, will there be a hangover because you've had so much drama and emotion the week before in the cup final or the celebrations as well. I think you put that to bed with the way you played in the first 40, but you couldn't sustain it for the full 80. Do you think that was just about because of everything you've been through? The Challenge Cup week is obviously hugely challenging, not just physically, but emotionally and mentally as well, isn't it?
Yeah, I think we certainly run out of steam towards the end there, but I don't want to make any excuses for the game. I thought in the match, I thought we put ourselves in a position to win twice. So a few poor decisions based on key moments in the game really hurt us. And, I'm hoping to get that sorted this week and hence the responding within the 7 days to be able to go up there and play a quality team. And hopefully I can see the same attitude, but, some smarter decisions.
In terms of the 5 games left, how do you sort of view the run-in from here? And do you think now any chance of topping the table and winning the league leaders has gone?
Yeah, I think coming first is certainly gone. Top 4 seems likely at the moment. If we can just put some 1 or 2 wins together, I think we've earned the right to be in there. We worked hard to be in that top 4, and certainly a position where at the start of the year we would have taken with open arms. But having said that, depending on how we play this weekend, will certainly help dictate whether it's 2nd, 3rd or 4th. So it's important for us as a group to finish the journey that we've been on. We've got a lot of hard work left to do, and we know that if we can get that hard work sorted and done, find a bit of momentum leading into the finals, anything can happen.
Is that the most important thing going into the playoffs, momentum, or does where you finish in terms of 2nd, 3rd, 4th make a big difference too?
I think it certainly plays a part, all of those aspects. And for us, it's hard going so high with feelings and emotions to be able to get back down. And I said after the game that in my experiences in the past, it's always 1 or 2 weeks that it takes you to get back to where you need to be. So, the Challenge Cup this year was close to the end of the season, and it is what it is for everybody. Some of the teams, such as Catalan, had 2 weeks off before they played us, obviously, so they'd be going into that game fresh. But I think both teams now are probably on the same emotional level, albeit at different ends, but I think, it'd be really close and very exciting.
The other thing I wanted to ask you about, if I can, is the new TV deal, which has now entered a period of exclusivity. Looks like it's all going to go through. It'll see every Super League game being broadcast. I guess as someone involved in the game, you're a big fan of that.
Oh, absolutely. It's massive news for the sport. And I know there's some talk on the outside about fans won't go to the game. I don't think that will be the case. I think the great thing about Rugby League is it gives people an opportunity to have a routine during the weekend and go and support the team, whether it's on TV or not. I think financially it can only benefit us. It can only get us exposure. It can only take our game to the next level. And with all of that then comes backing and sponsorship and corporate, and the big package comes into play with all that. So really excited for the game here in Super League in the UK. I think we're heading in the right direction with that, and we can build off that. So, I think for our club, it's certainly a massive boost, and I think we've played our part this year with the entertainment side of things off the field. Whilst we've been very competitive on and winning on, I think Derek has certainly led the way as the owner at our club at LSV. You come to a ground, to a match here, and it's an event, and people look forward to doing that. So, I'm very grateful of what's happened with the sport, with the TV deal.
And a video referee for every game as well. I know that's something some people have always said would make it a fairer competition. So are you in favour of that as well?
Yeah, absolutely. Whatever makes our game better and gets the results right more often, then it's going to suit us to a T. I think there would have been some results this year where it may have been different in games, but let's just look forward and look at the good things, good points ahead, and that's certainly one of them.
Do you think the sport's got enough referees of the required kind of level to make that work, or are they going to have to find some more, I guess? I
think the referees we got are great. I think, in my opinion, have a strong opinion about this. I think we need to invest money into the officials and the refereeing side of things, in the sense of giving younger people an opportunity to become referees, a bit of a pathway for them, an area where we can make our referees better through a full-time program. And that's not being critical of the referees. I think they've done a great job. What I'm saying is that in the NRL and every professional organisation, your whole refereeing staff should be full-time. And by being full-time, you get 8 hours of education and next level with it. So I think it's an area where we need to invest as a sport into our officials and our adjudication and refereeing. And that's for the best part. That's to be better at everything that we're doing. Not being critical of that. I just think it's an area where if we can take that to the next level, supported by the third referee and the going to the video, I think it can only help our game.
And just finally from me, this deal is obviously for Super League, so there will be some who worry about rugby outside of Super League. As a team and a coach who've been in the Championship not too long ago, is it important that the next level down doesn't get left behind here?
I think this is a starting point for our sport, and what's needed is to get us right across the whole country on TV, on every game, on every station that we can possibly do. Off the back of that, as mentioned, corporate should be involved with its sponsorship, and then we go to another level with, let's have a look at how we can improve. So let's start with the Super League, and then the refereeing. Let's get that sorted. Then we can look at every division of rugby league underneath that, whether it be Championship or League One. So I think we've got the order right. I think it can only be great for our sport. Let's just put everything into that, and then we'll work with everything around us as we grow the game over the next 5-10 years.
Thank you very much. All the best for the weekend.
Thanks, Bill.
Hi, Lam, you all right,
mate? Hey, Ben. How are you? Good, I'm good.
Good, thank you, mate.
Good.
Sticking with the TV deal, obviously we talked about the financial implications. In the more short term, obviously, it's another £5 million taken off the deal. Is that a worry for the game with clubs that maybe don't have a benefactor like Derek?
Yeah, I think, it's hard to comment on other clubs, and I'm not quite sure of the detail of the deal myself as yet, because it's obviously breaking news. But I would presume that moving forward, clubs are, everyone needs that Derek Beaumont or that owner that can financially assist. It's that way in every sport. So, how the detail of this deal unfolds, we'll get a better understanding, better idea of it as we go along.
So, on to Hull KR then. Mm-hmm. Obviously, we talked about the Challenge Cup final. How important is it, or how unimportant is it, I guess, to keep the final in the back of your mind? It's a different occasion, different game. Is that sort of what you'll be saying to the squad? Yeah,
we've parked the Challenge Cup now. As sad as it was to play the next game after, I just didn't want that week to end before we were back on the field playing again, as you can imagine. But, we've had a really good talk to as a group, and we understand what we've achieved there and milestone that we've achieved there with the group of players and staff that we've got. And we've parked that aside now and certainly put our focus now into Super League and what was left in the season. And being equal second when we came out of that was an incredible achievement. How we've got that far in the season so far. But we believe that we've still got our best rugby ahead of us, and we believe that the competition is open for anyone to win, and that we are a chance if we play our best rugby. So I think we showed that the first 40 minutes against Catalans. I think we showed our intent that we are moving on quickly and getting back. As much as that was a great honour and moment for the town and team, we've had to focus everything into this this Super League competition now and give ourselves what we deserve, what we've earned so far, but certainly play good rugby to make sure we finish as high up in the table as we can.
This is obviously the third game in the league against KR.
Yeah. 2
of them away, both on Friday nights. Obviously, the news that the Loop fixtures are going to be staying around came out yesterday.
Yeah.
Do you sort of understand from a fan's point of view the frustration in the Loop fixtures being against a team that isn't, say, around the corner? I know, Lee also played Catalans away twice this season.
Yeah, but yeah, I presume we're the only club that have had to travel as far away for away games, and we've had Catalan away twice, as you mentioned, and Hull KR away twice. So, I'm not really sure about the Loop fixtures and whether that suits the competition. I understand it and get it, but is there a better option to it? Probably. But that's for another time to talk about, I guess. But what we do have to deal with is the travel to go to Hull KR and play against a team that were emotionally hurt a couple of weeks ago and they want to strike back. They've also they're outside of the 6 at the moment and so desperately close to making it in, so they need a good performance. On the flip side of things, we're at the other end. We want to make sure that we get a win so that it keeps us in that top 4 and top 3 and top 2 if we can. So that's the challenge ahead for both clubs. I think it'll be a great game for TV. Like I said, they're going home to a big crowd, and I'm sure it'll be a great atmosphere and a great game.
So with your sort of views on it, did the club vote against the Loop fixtures, or are you able to sort of say that?
Yeah, I'm not too sure on what the levels of vote were at that top, mate. I would presume that you don't want too much change without an answer or without a better solution moving forward. So I presume that would be the same in the immediate future, and then we can look at how to maybe grow the competition so that there's 14 or 15 clubs in Super League. I'm sure IMG's got their eye on that. Tie that in with the TV deal and home and away sort of, and then we're on track to where we need to be. So I'll just deal what's in front of me at the moment, which is the rugby, and we've got a tough game.
So back to the rugby then. Obviously, Bill mentioned Josh Charnley. It looked a pretty bad one when he came off. So is he fully recovered, or I know you said you were giving him chance. Yeah. How's that sort of week look for him?
Yeah, he's looked pretty good. We've had a really light week, to be fair. We haven't really trained that much, and that's certainly helped players like him. And we'll give Josh every opportunity. He's played some great rugby this year. He's leading. He's up in the top 2 or 3 there for the try scoring, and we just want to keep that momentum with the same squad. So, like I said, we'll give him every opportunity and know by tomorrow morning.
And the last one from me on Ben Reynolds. Obviously, he's out of contract at the end of this season. Is there any update you can provide from that? He's probably playing the best rugby of his life, isn't he? I'm sure he's someone that you want to sort of keep around.
Yeah, absolutely. Ben's certainly played some good rugby this year and probably the best of his career. And, certainly done a great job on that edge there, playing in the halves with Rugby Lam and Gaz O'Brien at the back there. So it's ongoing with Ben. We'll come to a resolution probably the next week or two, and then from there we'll power on. So, that's just ongoing.
No problem, pal. Good luck on Friday.
Thanks, Ben.